Hi everyone, my name is Billy from Piano and Pies and this is the tutorial for Hello by Adele. So to make the song a bit easier to play, I am going to use a capo on fret 1. If you're interested in buying a capo, there's a link in the description. That also helps me out as well. And here we go. So the first verse starts off with an E minor, to a G, then a D major, then a C major. I should say there's an introduction as well which uses the same chords. These set of chords are going to get us through 90% of the song. And what happens is they anticipate the chords, as in the chords jump a bit early. So for example, we have 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. So the second and fourth chord they push a bit earlier. 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. So the introduction, that happens round once. When Adele starts singing, we repeat those chords 4 more times for the first verse. There is then immediately a second verse where you do it another 4 times. So basically the introduction and both verses, you repeat those exact chords 9 times. We then get to a pre-chorus, and the pre-chorus changes slightly. We have E minor to D, 1, 2 and 3, 4, so that D's anticipated, it comes in early. 1, 2 and 3, 4. We then have a B minor, and in reference to the capo, we go up 2 frets from the capo, which in reality is fret 3, and we build a minor bar chord shape, which looks like that. And that resolves up to C major. So up to now we have E minor to D, 1, 2 and 3, 4, B minor up to C. Finally, we have E minor, D, C, and that C chord jumps early as well. So here's the full pre-chorus. 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4. We then let that hold for 4 beats before getting to the chorus. Just before we move on to the next part of the song, I want to say thank you to the patrons on the screen. What they get for being a Patreon, which is there's a link in the description for, you can get PDFs of chord charts and sometimes sheet music for most of the tutorials that I make online, and they get early access content and their name on the screen as well. If you're interested in that, head on over to Patreon. However, on with the song. Speaking of which, the chorus has E minor to C, G and D, so chords we've seen before just in a new order. What I'm going to do, instead of just holding the chords, I'm going to put a strumming pattern to it, and feel free to copy this if you like. So I've got So I've kind of got this strumming pattern of dun, 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 dun. Everyone can kind of come up with their own pattern because there's no real guitar in this, but that pattern I find really useful. So it's E minor to C, G and D. Those chords loop around 8 times for the full chorus. After that, things start to repeat. There is the solo piano, which is exactly the same as the introduction. We can play E minor, G, D and C once round, just like the introduction. There is then a third verse, which happens 4 times, exactly the same as the previous verse, which is E minor, G, D and C again. After that, things start repeating for the pre-chorus. E minor, D, B minor, C, and then E minor, D, C, exactly the same as before. We then have another chorus, exactly the same as the chorus before that, which was E minor, C, G and D, and that's 8 times round. Next we have the bridge, which is different. We have E minor to C, then D, G. And that's going to loop around 8 times, and I'm going to strum along with that. I'll play it around a couple of times so you get the idea of it. So that would be 4 times round for the bridge. After that, it goes to another chorus, same as before, 8 times round. And then finally, there's an outro, which is exactly the same as the intro, E minor, G, D to C. And then there you go, that is everything you need to play Hello by Adele with a capo on the first fret. Now, if you're interested in getting PDFs for chord charts as well as the structure, head on over to Patreon. You can follow the links in the description. I have just hit 1,000 subscribers. I am absolutely over the moon. I'm really chuffed. Maybe I'm not anywhere near Mr. Beast or PewDiePie, but it's good going for me. I'm really happy about it. So please like and subscribe if you can, please, because it's made my day. Thank you for watching. I shall see you in the next video.